Have you heard of a USDA NRCS conservation plan? Did you know that there are also agricultural erosion and sedimentation control, nutrient management, and manure management plans commonly used by Pennsylvania's agricultural operations? And they each offer different benefits for you and your farm or forest land? A USDA NRCS conservation plan provides an excellent foundation for improving your farm's natural resources and achieving your conservation goals, as well as assessing technical and financial assistance. Additionally, an agricultural erosion and sedimentation control plan, which could be part of some types of conservation plans and nutrient and manure management plans, is required for compliance with state regulation. It's easy to delay big picture ideas and projects when you're busy with the day-to-day work of a farm operation, but making a plan will help be able to make it a reality. A USDA NRCS conservation plan is the first step in securing your farm's soil, water, and other natural resources. The USDA NRCS conservation planning process pairs farmers with NRCS conservationists to identify issues, recommend conservation practice options, and to provide guidance for selecting management practices that will benefit the natural resources and farm enterprise. The conservation plan documents the process and farmers' decisions, outlines implementation activities and timelines, as well as details about how to maintain the practices. NRCS conservation plans are voluntary and valuable tools to help farmers meet their conservation goals and incorporate new opportunities, including NRCS technical and financial assistance. But your farm may need additional plans to comply with state regulations. It can be confusing to know which plans are required for your farm, and while it's helpful to speak with an NRCS conservationist or to visit your county conservation district office, you may find it helpful to learn about a few key plans for Pennsylvania.
There are several types of nutrient and manure management plans available to Pennsylvania agricultural operations. The first type of plan is the manure management plan under the Pennsylvania Clean Streams Law. That is handled by the Department of Environmental Protection under their Chapter 91. The second type of plan is a nutrient management plan under Act 38 of 2005. That plan is required for every concentrated animal operation and concentrated animal feeding operation. And the third type of plan is a USDA NRCS Comprehensive Nutrient Management Plan that is used for every NRCS participant that receives financial or technical assistance for manure management activities. Now, it may seem that there's a wide range of plans, but Pennsylvania and our partners have worked very hard to make one plan and one planning format fit for the different programs. According to the Pennsylvania Clean Streams Law, Chapter 91 of DEP's regulation, every farm in Pennsylvania that generates manure or utilizes manure or agricultural processed wastewater must have a manure management plan. This is regardless of the size of the farm or the amount of acres that you use, and regardless of if the manure or processed wastewater is mechanically applied or deposited by grazing animals. Farmers may prepare their own manure management plan, but it may be helpful to have somebody who is trained and has a little bit more experience help you develop these plans. This help is easily found at the county conservation districts or from certified nutrient management specialists, certified manure brokers and haulers, Penn State Extension, farm organizations, or your USDA NRCS staff. In addition to general farm information, the manure management plan will include the manure application or agricultural processed wastewater application rates and timing, a farm map that includes fields, structures, best management practices, environmentally sensitive areas. The manure management plan will also give details on record keeping, managing of manure storages and stacking areas, the management of animal concentration areas or animal heavy use areas, areas where manure can be stacked in the field or on the farmstead, and information about the pasture. The manure management manual can be found on the website, or copies can be obtained by the county conservation district, And just a reminder that the Manure Management Manual must be kept on site for review by the Conservation District or DEP upon request. Farmers operating concentrated animal operations, or CAOs, or concentrated animal feeding operations, CAFOs, have a higher level of planning and a more stringent level of planning, and that is covered under the Act 38 Nutrient Management Plan. Act 38 also allows volunteers, which we would call volunteer animal operations, to participate in the program. Volunteers can participate in the program if they want some additional planning assistance, if they want more detailed agronomic rates than what the Manure Management Plan would give you, or if they wanted the limited liability protection that is afforded under Act 38. Just remember, as we talked about earlier, only one form of nutrient or manure management plan is needed. So if you volunteer, or if you're a CAO or a CAFO and have to have a nutrient management plan, a manure management plan under DEP's Chapter 91 would not be required. Nutrient management plans are required for Pennsylvania farms under Act 38 for any farm that has a minimum of 8 animal equivalent units or more than 2 animal equivalent units per acre of land suitable for manure application. An animal unit is considered 1,000 pounds of livestock. The 2 animal equivalent units per acre is a threshold that Act 38 uses to show where there may be more manure than land available to apply that manure. There's probably a higher probability of nutrient losses to surface or groundwater on those operations with more than 2 animal equivalent units per acre. The nutrient management plan under Act 38 is very similar to the manure management plan under Chapter 91 in that it will prescribe the application rates of manure and the timing of manure and what fields they will go to. One additional requirement is that excess manure is handled in the Act 38 Nutrient Management Plan on who you will export that manure to, a broker or another landowner for application, and will provide balance sheets for those operations. Nutrient management plans under Act 38 need to be written by certified nutrient management specialists, and they need to be reviewed by certified specialists and approved by county conservation districts or the State Conservation Commission. A nutrient management plan will also include recommendations that are similar to the recommendations in your agricultural erosion and sediment control plan or your NRCS approved conservation plan. Those conservation methods or best management practices may be contour strips or contour farming, cover crops, or grassed waterways, along with other best management practices. Concentrated animal feeding operations, or CAFOs, are also required to have an Act 38 nutrient management plan. A CAFO is defined 3 ways in Pennsylvania. First, it's any operation that has over 1,000 animal equivalent units. Remember, an animal equivalent unit is 1,000 pounds of livestock, so that would be 1,000,000 pounds of live animal. The second way is if you are a concentrated animal operation, which we discussed earlier, and you have over 300 animal units. Or the third way is if you meet the threshold numbers for each specific livestock species that's established by the EPA or the Environmental Protection Agency. CAFOs, in addition to having an Act 38 nutrient management plan, are also required to have a permit that is issued by the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. That permit is a permit under the National Pollution Discharge Elimination System, or NPDES, and it is an Environmental Protection Agency permit. County conservation districts, the State Conservation Commission, and NRCS can provide assistance if needed. Finally, the USDA NRCS Comprehensive Nutrient Management Plan, or CNMP, is a voluntary and confidential plan that is required of any NRCS participant that receives technical or financial assistance for manure handling, storage, or land application. There are 3 components of the CNMP. The first is the Engineering, Inventory, and Evaluation, or I&E. The second is the Land Treatment Plan, and the third is the Nutrient Management Plan. The Nutrient Management Plan is an Act 38 equivalent nutrient management plan, but it does not require Conservation District or State Conservation Commission approval. Additionally, the Comprehensive Nutrient Management Plan is going to look and address soil erosion, water quality, and air quality. Financial assistance may be available for those producers that want to get a comprehensive nutrient management plan.
Chapter 102 of the Pennsylvania Clean Streams Law requires agricultural erosion and sediment control plans, referred to as Ag E and S plans, for an operation in Pennsylvania disturbing more than 5,000 square feet of soil, regardless of whether they use traditional or no-till establishment of crops. It is important to note that this also includes areas used as animal heavy use areas. These areas are commonly found on pastures where animals congregate or frequently travel, as well as near barns or areas where livestock are fed. Private planners and conservation district employees can develop appropriate agricultural E&S plans. While not all USDA NRCS conservation plans include all elements of an Ag E&S plan, if you let an NRCS planner know that you're interested in an Ag E&S plan, they will be sure to include all the necessary elements. Ag E&S plans document decisions made to reduce soil erosion and manage stormwater runoff. When developing an Ag E&S plan, the planner will work with you to develop a plan that is tailored to your operation, land use, topography, and soils. The plan also provides a timeline for implementing the planned conservation practices, as well as maintenance recommendations.
As you've seen, there are a wide variety of plans available to support different types of agricultural operations. The most basic options, the Agricultural Erosion and Sediment Control Plan or E&S plan, and the Manure Management Plan, at a minimum, are required for almost all operations. Act 38 nutrient management plans and comprehensive nutrient management plans may also have their place on some operations. NRCS conservation plans are voluntary, but may be needed if you are interested in applying for financial assistance. NRCS offers a wide variety of plans tailored to address your objective, while your focus is in crop production, grazing, forest management, or wildlife habitat. Regardless of the type of plan you need, NRCS or your local county conservation district office is there to help.
For more information about the USDA NRCS conservation planning process, visit usda.nrcs.gov.